I was really struck by this flower. It's called a morning glory. Glory meaning like wonder or splendor or magnificence. I borrowed this one from the vine. Morning glories are these interesting flowers. The five petals in some ways, although they're really all connected, that do their thing for one day, and then they just wither away. Just a day of glory, right, for each little flower, wonder or magnificence. And then they transition on to the next thing. There's a lot of transition going on. The etymology, the roots of transition are Latin transitare, transitio, which means to go or to cross over from one place to the next, or one piece of music to the next, or one experience to the next. There are lots of transitios going on these days, specifically related to schools. So I wanted to offer a little space where we could remember people who are transitioning themselves to some form of education, unlike any transition that any of us have experienced in our lifetime. Thinking of students, thinking of people that be cleaning buildings for students who are there in person, thinking of support staff, teachers, administration, coaches, people that work in the cafeterias, people that drive buses or provide support. All the different people that are making a transition back into this time, this place. Transitio. Then there are all the other transitions which are going on in our world, hopefully in the long arc of justice, moving towards a greater society where, just for who they are, people are respected and honored. That we might each one of us have glory, not just for a morning, but for a lifetime, and that our children might too. So I'll bring us into a little meditation. Or we might think just for a moment about a place where we're experiencing transition in our own lives. What is it for you? Where you're crossing over, going across to some new chapter. We might just for a few moments, once we've landed on a place of transition, we might listen for how our transition speaks to us. What do we think about it or feel about it in our bodies? Do we feel alone in the transition or accompanied? Is it a completely new thing, or is there something about the transition, the crossing over, that feels familiar? Oh yeah, been here before. We might tap into how we've put our skills into practice around transitions before, call upon those again. be strength for you now. Be something that God, this great Spirit, uses to help us each step or each paddle across the river that's our transition, crossing over. Just like a train, crossing little street after street, warning people of the weight and the freight that it carries. I'm betting around here it's granite, crushed granite, making its way somewhere, transitioning. So may God be with us on our transitions. Blessings on your day in this time of COVID. August the 26th.